Hello and welcome. Yes, we have everybody. Oh, you
For
got
you.
I can't tell you. This CABDA thing is crazy. I don't usually get 100 people for my presentations. And so we've got quite a group that's been following us around today. So first off, thank you for coming in and welcome to CABDA. So I don't know if you guys know, but that stands for the Chicago Area Bicycle Dealers Association. Now has really taken over as the largest bicycle related event in North America. And so SRAM's always happy to be part of that. We are happy that you guys are part of SRAM. And so I love Mitch. And so I just thought I would have you guys on and see what's new. And there's some new, really cool new announcements that just happened a couple weeks ago. So I'll let Mitch talk about that. But why don't you guys introduce yourselves and let everybody know what you're up to. I'm going to see who all is out there, but take it away.
All right. I'm Mitch Ropalato, and I'm just hanging out in Utah, getting the road miles in, testing out my new Super 6. Got all the Axis red stuff on it, so I'm in love with that stuff. That's like game changer. So smooth, so good on the shifting. It's just like perfect every time. So
nice. I remember 2 years ago you were in the launch video and you said if you don't like Axis, then you just hate technology. So are you still feeling like that?
Oh, well, dude, like on the road, it was just like it's so natural. Just like you just hit it and it's just like perfect shift, just and then like now like it's still like my favorite thing ever because it's just a perfect shift every time. And then yeah, I mean I still feel the same about it. I love Axis. I think it's the greatest.
That's awesome. I'm looking around. I think I see one of the first Super 6s over there. But so that kind of goes along with your announcement. You're new to the Cannondale team.
Yep. I get to join a long list of legends that have rode for a sick brand. Yeah. So, I mean, I remember Cedric back in the day in that orange Fox gear, just like styling it out with the lefty fork on the probably Gemini, right? Or was that the Jekyll?
We went through both. The Gemini was kind of the evolution of lightweight, long travel, right? And so we did make some 6-inch Jekylls. We called the Super Jekyll, but we really had to, we had to make that rear end a bit stiffer to keep the.
I remember because like the bike shop down the way, they were like the big Cannondale dealer, Cannondale and Trek, and that was the bike shop. And I remember we'd go in and look at those Geminis, and he gave us a few to borrow. So that was probably like one of my first mountain bikes I ever kind of rode around. I rode it more in the parking lot than anything, but yeah. So Cannondale was probably the first mountain bike I ever rode.
That's pretty awesome. All right, so we've taken up a minute here, but we have another guest here, which I think you and I've met once, but I don't remember exactly where it was. But tell us a little bit, what about you, what you got going on, and yeah, what's happening there, Kera?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm Kera. Hi, everyone. And yeah, I live primarily in Utah, but I'm actually from the Chicago land area. That's super broad though. I'm like I grew up 2.5 hours outside of Chicago. So yeah, I moved to Utah 2018 and started racing mountain bikes. And then this last year got in Cannondale, get to ride with Mitch and train with him and some other pretty amazing athletes. And right now I'm down in Arizona though. So just training on the road bike and on my Jekyll. And I also have Axis on my Jekyll. And just like Mitch says, it's extremely amazing. I had a huge upgrade going to Axis.
Racing in 2018, and you made it to the premier ranks with one of the best sponsors on the planet in just 2 years. Is that what you just said? I don't skip over that.
Yeah, it's been crazy. Like, I got my first mountain bike 2017, and I played other sports like college and stuff, and got my mountain bike and just rode around the Chicago, like did a couple races in Illinois and Iowa, just like cross country, and just completely got the bug, but figured I belonged more out in the real mountains. So I moved out to Utah and fell in love with downhill and did 2 seasons of racing. And just last year, like, kind of dipped my toes in enduro. So I did downhill for 2 years, kind of like the Pro GRT series. And yeah, definitely learning as I go. So enduro was last year, just kind of dipping my toes, and then Cannondale signed me this year, and then I'm really going to dive in deep with enduro this year. So I'm
Cool. Well, that's those road miles. That's a key piece, right? I mean, it's hard to ride around Tucson. Where are you in Arizona?
right now it's Cottonwood, right outside of Sedona, but I'm actually heading down to Tucson tomorrow. So yeah, since I don't really have a big foundation in mountain biking, and finding out that road is really key to like building up the endurance and all that sort of stuff. So that's what I'm doing down here right now, is like trying to build up that base, because I know it takes a long time.
Well, more important, road biking helps your snowboarding.
Oh yeah, you're a Utah guy. Best snow in the world.
Yeah, well, I don't know about today. I think we've had a few drops of rain actually, but well, cool. Well, I'm excited for you guys. It's a fun brand that you've come upon, and that you guys get to do it together. So I was talking to some folks over in the lobby, and I said, if you've ever ridden with Mitch, he rides as well on his front wheel as he does on his back wheel, and he rides better on either one of those than pretty much anybody you've ever seen ride on both wheels. So my other tip would be to spend as much time behind him and do exactly the opposite, and that'll give you the straightest line down the hill. Right?
It's crazy. It's crazy following him, because he just always jumps on the banks and like knocks gravel and rocks like right in front of you, and he'll just go for anything, and like you just got to think like, okay, don't do what he does.
Well, that's great. So you mentioned some other sports in college. What was your kind of your favorite over there?
Soccer was my primary sport that I grew up playing, and then played that in college. But then, kind of for fun, my last 2 years I did 3-event water skiing. So also grew up on the Mississippi, like riding wakeboards and water skiing and stuff. So I got to be on a team where we traveled like all around the country and competed at nationals and all this sort of fun stuff, and tented, like camped out for races, and then raced water skis during the day. So that was fun.
What are the
Soccer was more serious.
Slalom, jumping.
Yep. So jumping was like the thing that I primarily did, but yeah, just send it over. And I think that helped with mountain biking, because it's the same sort of foundation. So maybe that's how mountain biking picked up a little bit easier for me, just because I had translation from other sports.
Well, I figured it out. You said soccer, and so as you're recovering from a knee injury, you started riding a bike, and you're like, "Oh, this is pretty fun."
Well, yeah. Surprisingly, I didn't tear my ACLs and MCLs and everything else like every other girl, but I mean,
that's good.
Yeah.
Well, where'd my notebook go? So yesterday we put out some questionnaires to the Instagram community, and I got back some pretty fun questions. And so I thought it'd be fun to maybe ask you guys, I don't know, a couple of the questions that I got, and see what you thought. And so I always have a kind of a top 5 list of trails in my head, and so I picked up this question: what is says what country, but I think we could break it down a little bit further than that. But what's one of the most fun places you guys have ever either ridden your bikes or competed? And it could be right here in Utah. That's fine. I wouldn't be bummed. But that was one of the ones that I thought was kind of fun that came in, because obviously I love riding everywhere.
I mean, the Utah series is probably like one of my favorite. Like Sundance, Brian Head, Pomerelle, Campfires, like it's legit. But I mean, I always love New Zealand. New Zealand's sick. The dirt's amazing, trails are amazing. So that's usually like, if I'm gonna go race enduro, New Zealand's the spot for sure.
And so you've done a couple crank works over there, I imagine. You've
Yeah,
had a
yeah.
couple SRAM events over there that I know you've been to.
Ben took me around Nelson, and Nelson was sick. Like that place was insane. I was like, there was like trails ending up at the ocean on like the sickest beach ever, and then we had like these crazy like they grabbed like fresh raspberries and tossed them in with like the best soft served ice cream, and I was just like in heaven. And it was right at the bottom, and I was like, oh my gosh, then. So I get why Sven lives there now. I'm like, oh yeah, I could live.
All right. So we found from that that the best way to Mitch's heart is either home, food, or dirt. All right. Got it. All right. What about you?
Oh, this is tough. Okay, I definitely second Mitch with racing like the Utah Downhill Series. It's like so fun, and those races are a blast. And then I'm a big fan of Deer Valley. I like to go to the bike park there. But outside of Utah, what's up? Oh,
You don't get much more OG than Deer Valley. Like they've been running lifts.
oh,
That's the longest
yeah.
in North America. You know, like
Yeah, and they opened up the bottom mountains, so like NCS and Old School, Pointy Rocks, all those are super fun. So, outside of Utah, I haven't gotten to go to New Zealand or anywhere internationally for mountain biking, so I can't speak on that. But I'd say like I really liked Port Angeles trails, all the trails there that they race for the downhill too. And then recently, me and Mitch, we got to go to Canoga down in where is that? North Carolina, Hendersonville or like Asheville area in North Carolina. It's Nico Mullally's bike park. Those trails were insane.
well, I bet
It's like an e-bike park.
that's cool.
That's your place, Doug.
That's good. So that being said, have you guys done the heli laps at Pall Mall yet?
No, no. I haven't up there yet.
I think, you know,
No,
since we made this on company time, maybe we can get Stan to sponsor us for a day. That's it. Okay. That's awesome. So next one, what's your favorite bike of all time? So Kara, this is easier for you because you probably only had like 10 of them.
definitely haven't had 10. I'd say maybe 4, 5. Oh, my current bike right now, but I can't really speak on it. Can I, Mitch?
Do we have underneath the cover some top secret?
Yeah, just the current bike I'm riding right now.
Evolution of the Jackal. Well, call it Mr. Hyde.
Yeah. We're on the same page. That's by far my favorite. So I definitely like the longer travel bikes, and I have Axis on it, so it's the quietest. It's the best bike I've ever ridden.
Yeah, we used to say back in the day that quiet was fast because we were always chasing noises like chain guides and all this stuff that used to be dangling around on your bike that we've gotten rid of. So that's
yeah. The first time I rode Axis, I was completely amazed, and just SRAM in general, because there was no other noises going on, and I could just hear my tires. We were at Canoga, just the tires on the dirt, and I was like, this is insane. Like I don't hear chain slap and all that other sort of stuff I always dealt with. So it's a good feeling.
Yeah, when you can hear the oil going through your rebound shims, like.
Yeah.
We don't get that rock shocks.
Not anymore.
Sounds like those Elka days.
Yeah. All right, so what was your favorite bike?
Oh, dude, the list is too long. I'm excited for all my new bikes, but I remember I got this Fit Mike Aiken bike back in the day. Man, I think I spent probably 200 hours in Dan's Comp magazine picking out what parts I was going to put on that frame. And I got it for Christmas, and I was pretty over the moon for that one. And that was back in like when I was doing like dirt jumping and more skate parking. So like I've had a bunch of different stages in my career. So, but I would say I remember I still to this day I think about that bike. It was the sickest bike I ever got.
That's pretty awesome. Well, speaking of, presents and fortunate things to happen, how do you feel that having Woodward in your backyard is going to affect your riding?
Dude, I wish it was there when I was doing freestyle, but yeah, I think like I went up and rode, and the dirt jumps are insanely fun and that. So I think once they get a few more trail bike trails in, and I think it'll be super sick. Like that's just insane to have that for our backyard. And they were talking about a slalom course and stuff, so think that hopefully if they get it all going, which Woodward does, it just takes time for that stuff. But I think the cycling community in Utah is just going to get insanely huge and insanely fast. So.
Well, we've seen it, right, with all those punks that came out of Whistler in the mid 2000s,
Yeah.
and there's 14-year-old kids that came out and were just like, "What? Where did this? What are you doing?" Right? And they were just fearless and skilled, and they had all the tools to make it happen. So, yeah, with the mentality around here and now access to tools, I think it'll be pretty exciting, right? Get some of those little ski racing kids over there and see what they can do.
Yeah.
That's cool. So, speaking of coaching, right? Woodward's full of professionals and, dedicated guys that are girls and guys that are now on the payroll, right? Teaching every day.
Yeah.
What kind of coaching or, mentors have you guys taken on to advance your cycling? I mean, as it started, right? We'd always throw back and forth, right? Practicing your fundamentals in baseball, but there wasn't anybody that said, "Mitch, you get out there and you hit that berm 700 times and don't come in until you have." And so I've always wondered, I always look for those mentors. I don't know a single world champ, right, that doesn't have at least one coach, right? They usually have a coach, a doctor, a physio, and, all kinds of stuff. So what have you guys done that, knowing what's coming up, knowing that we're going to be traveling, knowing we're going to be shredding this year? What have you done this year to make sure that you're ready?
Like for coach this year?
I mean, yeah, just in general. What's your, what have you, who do you use, or have you done before?
I mean, I've got the list is too long, but like Mike Kelly helps me out a ton. And then on the training side, I've got Ryan Federo, and he helps me out a ton. And then, yeah, I mean, it takes a village pretty much to get done what we need to get done. So it's like, I mean, anybody that's down to help, you just take their advice, and everyone's got a little piece of good advice. So you just take it all and then form what you think's going to work for you for the season. And then that's usually what I go with. And yeah, it's worked in the past, and luckily I've had great influences throughout the years, and they've all stuck around with me and helped me out to this day. So it's yeah, I mean, I've got a whole fleet of people that help me out along the way. So it's I can't just name one person that and they've all come at different points in my career too. So it's like, when I was younger, I was definitely lazier, and now I see the training side as being like a huge part of it, and that extends your career a lot longer too. Is like, and then I've also enjoyed like road riding and like other parts of cycling that I didn't quite enjoy when I was younger, like cross country racing and all that. So, and now I really, really enjoy it. I've done a few like stage endurance races and stuff. So, yeah, I'm just learning every day, and I get new mentors every day.
Awesome. What about you, Kara? Coming from college sports where you have all kinds of coaches, how are you finding the cycling world?
Oh, wow. People are so generous and helpful. It's insane. Like, yeah, I would, especially just right away moving out to Utah, all the people who kind of took me under their wing right away was amazing. I mean, just like Mike Kelly, like he said, or like Old Dog, it's Cody Kelly's dad. He just right away too just started giving me advice, and I can list off a number of people. Mitch is definitely one of them too, who has helped me with especially like the training aspect and yeah, everything. So it's different because I came from like team sports and always had a coach and just listened to what the coach said. But now I'm off on my own. So yeah, it's same thing. Definitely takes a village, and I've grateful for everyone because I wouldn't even know like when to break if I didn't have any of those people.
That's awesome. Wow. Cool. So let's see. One of the other questions I liked was, and I think this would probably be maybe pointed at you, Mitch, but creativity. Somebody said that there's only been so many creative riders, but found you and guys like Aaron Chase or Kurt Voorhees and some of these guys that they didn't just see a quarter pipe, right? They saw like possibility. And so maybe clue us in a little bit, you know, what goes through your head when you see stuff? Like, how does it actually come to life, right? Like the creativity. Like, I'm going to put my front wheel on that tree branch over there.
Yeah, I mean, you're making me blush right now. You compared me to all of my favorites right there. So, it just comes from like probably more like the freestyle BMX side. Like me and my buddies always grew up riding street, so like street was what you made it. Like, I mean, someone would just look at a handrail, but some other person will look at it as like nose bonk or double peg. Yeah. So I think that street aspect to where, I mean, we rode street every day of the summer for probably 2-3 years, and that's what we did for fun. We just ate at Taco Bell and rode our BMX bikes all over Salt Lake and Ogden and all that. And so, yeah, you learn to be creative with like, you would go to the same spots over and over, and every time you'd find something new to like work on or practice. So I think that just kind of translates to the trail for me quite often. You just kind of see stuff that nobody else saw.
I like it. So, and this will translate to you, Kera, is now that you are getting more serious with racing and you're starting to look at the mountain as, you know, a line or a track. What are some of the things you've learned as a new rider that have, you know, propelled you to, you know, the top ranks of ladies in the U.S.? I mean, that's a big thing. Such a short time. Are there things that you know you've done creatively to get you to where you're going?
On the trail, you're saying, or off the trail?
I would say on the trail. Like,
on the trail.
What are some of the key things that you mentioned? I wouldn't even know where to break, right?
Yeah. I would say like those basics is like, it's like there's so many skills to learn in mountain biking, but once you can't learn all those things until you really figure out the basics. And like even the top pros like Mitch, he's always working on the basics and like just focusing on braking points and leaning the bike and looking ahead. Like those are 3 of the super main like easy basics that people learn right away, but that's really what you just focus on every single day. And if you can figure that out and figure out how to corner and stuff correctly, it's really simplifies the whole trail. So.
I like it. That's killer.
Well, I don't try and nose bonk everything. I can't. That's past my limit. I don't see those things. I don't see those as they're coming, so I just focus on, braking at the right point.
Oh, that's pretty good. No, for sure. Awesome. So you guys obviously have got a season coming up. Do you have any goals? Any specific races that you're working towards? You know, obviously that Utah Enduro Series sounds like you'll be hitting. I'm gonna have to come out and watch. But anything you got coming up that you're really excited about?
I mean, I'm excited for the BME series. I mean, I just want to go racing. That's my biggest thing. Any racing. I don't care if it's XC, cyclocross. I've got the bikes for it all now. So whatever it is, as long as it's racing, it's on our bikes, I'm down. So I'm training for it all. But yeah, definitely, I want to focus on the BMEs, maybe that North American Enduro Cup, and then yeah, if I can get over to some EWSs, I mean, I'm gonna go do that. So yeah, more enduro focus for sure for me.
Oh, you
Yeah,
mean mountain biking?
Sorry, what'd you say?
I said, yeah, you mean mountain biking, right? That's what it's all
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
Ride to the
yeah,
top, meet up here with buddies, and then later.
yeah. Race to the bottom.
Yeah, I'm gonna second that. The BME series is my focus this year, North American Enduro Cup, and I'm excited to do like US Open. I've never done that before, so who knows what's kind of going on with the international races, and yeah, if there's gonna be a race up in Whistler or whatever. So I'm just gonna focus on what I really think or hope is gonna happen. And the first one is May 2nd, and that one's in the Midwest. Actually, it's in Missouri, the first BME. So I've been already thinking about that. Like, it's gonna be a different sort of enduro, so that's what I'm kind of focusing on right now.
They're going to leave the M out. It's just going to be BE.
Yeah, yeah,
There. So I don't know where they're going to pump up a mountain, but that's going to be good. Awesome.
yeah. A lot of flat pedaling, I think, over rocks.
Well, we're coming up towards the end here, you guys, and I just want to make sure that you've got a great family at SRAM. We love having you. We love, I had a guy this morning that was accusing us of innovation for the sake of innovation, and I really had to stop in those tracks and say, honestly, we really do make all of our components so that people can win races, right? Like that's still the bottom line. Every single day at RockShox, every single day in San Luis Obispo, every single day in Taiwan, it's people thinking about the really most important part of our culture, and it really does come from racing. And so it's always been a big part of what I've grew up in cycling doing, and I've always loved mountain biking, but I always liked sailing and snowboarding and all kinds of stuff. But it's the innovation in cycling. It's constantly pushing ourselves. It's constantly, like you guys said, finding those mentors and people that can take us to the next level. And so from all of us at SRAM, like we really do appreciate you guys pushing the next level, because I don't get a test suspension anymore, right? I don't have talent. And so it's really great to have you guys and your commitment and staying fit and staying sharp, and it's really a big part of our culture at SRAM. And so I've got a lot of history with the Cannondale folks, and so I couldn't be more proud of you guys and excited for your season, see it all come together. So pretty cool.
Thanks for inviting us on here.
Well, I mean, you are at the largest bike show in North America today.
I'm honored.
Yeah, it's really cool. And again, I always have to say a big thanks to the folks at CABDA for creating this opportunity. A shout out to my friend John Dawson for keeping on the payroll and making sure you can do what you love and get all the parts and support that you need. But it means a lot to us. And any other parting words for our guests out there from you guys?
Just thank you for tuning in. This is awesome. Stoked to be able to talk in front of all you guys, and thanks for listening to us. And yeah, it's been great.
We didn't get to the Travis Pastrana part, but maybe next time.
No, we were at the goat farm. We were at Travis.
Oh.
We didn't go to Pastrana land.
Okay.
The goat farm sold. It's the Star Valley trading place, I think now.
Okay, dang.
End of an era.
That's tough. Awesome. Well, cool. Well, we're coming up on our 30 minutes, but again, I always like to finish these things and say, on behalf of 3,600 people in 9 countries and 20 locations, thanks for supporting SRAM. And everyone be well, create a great day. You're more than welcome to join us in the lounge after this. We've had quite a group. Say hello. It's a little more interactive. You can see all the folks that are out there. So if you guys want to join us over there, great. But again, thank you very much. Grateful to have you guys, and create a wonderful evening.
Yeah, thank you, Doug.
Thank you. Nice meeting you again.
Too. Be
Thanks,
well.
everyone.